we go. That microphone is on. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching a VolcanoX live stream. And of course, this is not live on the screen. That's canned lava from a few days ago from our wonderful Fissure 3 at Mauna Loa in Hawaii, and all cool. Anyway, welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. Sharon Stewart saying, I can hear you, Dr. Fox. Oh, good. Welcome, Sharon. Oh, I had to do it. I had to do it. And thanks everyone for the welcomes. Glad that you are here. And hope nobody got scared when they seen the UFO flying across the screen. That kind of freaked me out. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Honestly, it wasn't me. It must have been a UFO. Anyway, but that doesn't mean it's an alien, does it? If it's a UFO, it's just an unidentified flying object. We have no idea what's inside. Everyone automatically assumes it should be an alien. What if it was humans? What then? The humans are flying the UFO. Kind of makes you wonder. Anyway, all good. Oh, it's been a day. Actually, it's been kind of an interesting day, but not an eventful day as far as what we've been seeing in our volcano world. It's things are fairly quiet. We did have a little bit of a pop out of a Popocatépetl, but it created such a big cloud and had some weather in front of it. We don't get to see a lot of it, but we know that plumed up fairly well. And let's see, in a nutshell, yeah, not much going on, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll be having to revert back to canned lava quite often, and that is the way it is. Anyway, let's get at the show here and start welcoming people and stuff like that. First person in today was slithered in by just as soon as the door got open, and that was Lizoid. He made it in, and Popocatépetl. Oh, well, it could have been. Maybe that's what the lights and sirens were about. People were saying there was police around. So congratulations, Lizoid. Glad you got the cookies. And we'll get at saying hello to everyone that's in here because we want to do that anyway. So we'll start out with Brian, Perfectability999, and Leo Carlson. Welcome. Kevin Haynes is in the house. Sasha is here. Welcome. Hermione and Fluffy. And we seen Fluffy today, pictures of Fluffy, and I didn't load them up. Sorry, I'll do that later. Then everyone can see what Fluffy looks like. And let's see, Sophie is here, all get up and go and wants to jump in a volcano and feel the warmth of the lava. And let's see, who else is here? We got Hermione, we got Juliet, welcome, glad to have you on board. And going up a little bit more, Sharon Stewart, of course, with her melodious voice, shouting in. Actually, I think she's the one that goes and sings, if I'm not mistaken. So I shouldn't make fun of her voice. She can probably sing better than I can. Did I get Kevin Haynes earlier? I hope so. Henry Nelson also in the house, along with his trains. And Kim Raudenbush also made it in. Welcome, Kim. And let's see, we got Juliet already. And still scrolling up here looking for more wonderful names. Sasha, we got Fortuna. Oh, Drat, gotta go already. Be back later. Okay, Fortuna, but welcome anyway. If you get back, and that's all cool. And let's see, who else we got in here? It's everybody's. Oh, Billy Bob Joe, welcome. And OFU Lux from Luxembourg, welcome. And who else we got? Maybe that's who was flying by on the screen. I couldn't tell. It was just a UFO, you know. Billy Bob Joe, welcome. And going up a little more, looking for others. Julie is also here. So we got Juliet and Julie. And Storm Chaser 1211, welcome back. And I think we're just about at the top here. Cookies. Yep, somebody got cookies. Juliet didn't get cookies. Mind you, I put a whole platter out so you guys can eat from those. Definitely worthy of having cookies. They were hot too when I brought them out. Let's see, I'm still scrolling up here looking for more wonderful names, and I've come up to the top, and of course I see the word cookies up there right beside Lizoid's name. Go figure. So that's all cool. Sandra Rockland also made it in. Welcome, Sandra. And did I miss anyone else? Fluffy looks around for a comedian. What? Yeah. No, not that Fluffy. Okay, Kim? That's the other Fluffy. All right. Anyway, that's all good. I do sing on Wednesdays and some Mondays on Zoom with, some time, same time as the VolcanoX. I work around it the best I can. All right, Sharon. So, I don't want to make fun of your singing. I've never heard you sing, so I would be very low of me to do that kind of thing, but I'm sure you can sing better than I can. Let's just say that. It's the way it is. Oh, and I don't know, maybe Kim Raudenbush can sing. Kim, can you sing? And don't give me a smart answer, just a yes or a no. Oh, he's busy, I guess. Oh, Linda Schoof made it in. Welcome, Linda. Glad to have you on board. And, yep, for all those watching, we are watching canned lava from a few days ago. Let's get into giving you an update on Mauna Loa, or the lack of activity at Mauna Loa. Got to find my screen first, though. Where did it go? Not that one, not this one. No, that don't look like it. How about this one? This will work. Okay, so let's turn off our banners first off. Get rid of those. Get rid of that one. And then we will stop our canned lava. And we will take a look at this picture. And this is what we are seeing right now, I guess. So that is the current shot. And we'll get it into place there. That is what it looks like right now. And, within 9 minutes ago. Okay? So it is, looks like it was still smoking a little bit. But we don't see a heck of a lot happening there. And I don't believe it is really done. As far as, we're going to see some ephemeral activity yet. But as far as seeing more lava pop out, I don't believe that we will. And that is one of those things. It's just, the way I think it is. And of course, we haven't seen anything really come out. They did have the other map here of from yesterday, and of course that is their update for the lava flow and where it's gone. And as you can see, it says right there, flow now inactive. We have nothing there. And when we go all the way back here where we have those outbreaks and such, and we don't even have a trace coming out anymore. So it's basically not putting out any lava whatsoever, and nowhere along the way does it show anything that is new. And we don't have any flows from the 12th. That would be in the red color, of course. And we don't see a darn thing. So this thing has zero output. Hey, Teresa is here. Welcome. And Kevin Williams also popped in. Good to see him. So we got Kevin Haynes and Kevin Williams. And that's cool. All right. And yeah, that's kind of where it's at. So the road is safe. Just want to mention, if this does re-erupt somehow, I don't think it'll be taking that same path. It may end up going along the side of it or something. But it would still take quite some time to make it all the way down to the road. It would have to start over. It's not going to push any of this anymore. This is already cooled and solidified. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Let's see what else we got for pictures. Okay, so we had this one, and they really didn't have any more other new updates of any type there as far as pictures. These are some of the ones from today. If we click on that, make it a little bigger, there we go. And that is the kind of weather that was going on in the area, so you're not seeing a heck of a lot anyway. And here's which shot is this? Fisher 3 North Rift, and that's one of the other cameras right there. And again, not showing a darn thing as far as activity, and pretty quiet, pretty peaceful in that sense. So that's kind of the update. Let's go over to the data page here. And of course, they were saying basically Mauna Loa. Okay, the North Rift Zone eruption of Mauna Loa may still be active. Okay, incandescence is restricted to the cone and formed around a Fisher 3 vent. No observable activity anywhere on the pass or on the rest of the flow field overnight, so nothing has moved, and we see the stuff is still 1.7 miles or 2.8 kilometers away from Saddle Road as of the 10th. SO2 emissions are now down to, or they were on the 9th, they were down to 20,000 tons per day. That is a big relief. So right now it's probably gone down even a lot further than that. And that's basically it. There is nothing more really to report on Mauna Loa for right now. That was the caldera yesterday. Let's refresh that one. That's what it does. The primary large caldera. That's what it looks like today. We don't see any activity at all there either. So let's leave it be. Even Shane turned off his cameras, so there's no coverage from most of the other guys. Yeah, Linda, no more lava there. Unfortunately, it is the way it is. We don't make the rules. Anyway, while we're in Hawaii, let's take a look at the other one before we lose all visibility on it as well. Anyway, there is from Kilauea, and this is the lava pond. That is empty as well. That was from yesterday. Let's refresh it, take a look at today's, and see what we've got or what we don't have. Is that today's? Yeah, that's today's. I didn't even see it change. It's basically almost a carbon copy of yesterday. So No great changes visible. We do see some more collapse in the corner here, and I wonder if we're going to see some more of that, but we're not seeing any lava at all. Nothing, no hot lava. I shouldn't say that we don't see any lava. This is all lava, but it's cooled down. I'm referring to hot, gooey stuff that we like. Anyway, that was from yesterday as well. We'll refresh that and see what it looks like today. And I will give it a quick shot. There you go, almost the same again. Primary vent still right there. You can see it's smoking. We do see some odd smoke in this shot out front here. Not sure what's going on. Are we seeing this starting to drop? And we've got some gases escaping out the sides. That's a possibility. I don't know. Just hypothesis, if you will. And we see that smoke coming from the other side as well, and still up on the side here. So makes you wonder what we've got going on. And remember that caldera, of course, that slopes inward, and where this vent is here, that's actually on the side of the caldera, but that is quite a ways down, so it appears like it's further towards the center than what it is, but the caldera on the bottom is actually a lot smaller. It's probably about the size of this island that we have here in the middle. So anyway, that's kind of what that looks like. Quick peek at the thermal. This is the thermal from yesterday, and we'll refresh that, have a look at what today's looks like. And there it is, really. No difference, or very, very little difference. Everything is cooling off. The colors in here on the chart. So you can see some of that stuff has already reached somewhere around 60 degrees Celsius, roughly, inside the lava pond. And that's a good indicator. Things are cooling off pretty good in there. The other stuff is probably still, it could be around between 180 and 100 degrees Celsius is what the camera's picking up in that shot. So it is one of those things. Not much happening there. Of course, the other one doesn't work. I'm just going to try it anyway. You never know. Sometimes they could fix things. But that's it for our Hawaii. So we will go back there and look at other stuff later on. Let's go over to Iceland and see what's not going on there. Pretty quiet in Iceland as well. Of course, there is the wonderful city of Reykjavik. If we go back about, let's go back 10 hours, 9 hours, that'll work, roughly. And that was what it looked like 9 hours ago. You may notice a little bit of snow on the ground here, and a little bit on some of the roofs, not much though. So they did get a little bit of snow, which is kind of cool. If we go back a little more, maybe we can see the sun on the hill there and see if there's extra snow. No, doesn't look like any extra stuff over there, but we definitely see it here in the foreground, and maybe even on top of the Perlin Center on the rails here. So interesting. If we leave that one, we'll go to the other shot, and we'll that's a little too far. We'll go about 9 hours. I wanted roughly. Come on, you can do it. All right. It doesn't love me. All right, we'll wait till it finishes. We'll look at this one for another second or two. And is it there? Are we there yet? Apparently not. Okay, that one's being stubborn. Don't know why. Doesn't love me. We'll have to, there it is. I put it back to live. All right. Oh, nice. I cut the quality down. Why not? There we go. And there you can see some more of that frosty snow laying on the ground. Anyway, that's what it looks like there in Iceland today. So not a bad clear sky up in some areas. They do have some storms kicking around as well. Let's pop over to the other one, and of course this is the one with Katla. Well, I go about 9.5 hours ago. I see what it's like, and again, that's moved my quality all over the place. Okay, there we go. And that is a Katla. You can see under the big ice mounds. It's underneath there somewhere, and that may be what it is. Too cold. Yep, in the ice. Anyway, that is what we see there. Very reddish kind of glow to the sun. Of course, they are still getting a lot of that SO2 from Mauna Loa. And while even here we are getting SO2 from Mauna Loa. So it's still dwindling though, which is nice. It's starting to be less and less all the time. Anyway, looking at Katla, very quiet out there. Obviously, we see some tourists doing their thing. So pretty cool. We'll put that back to live. Really nothing eventful going on there. This one I will put back to live as well. And that one did come back, so all good. And I'll leave it there. Let's take a look at the harmonic tremor charts and see what we've got going on. And not a heck of a lot there either. Actually, before I refresh it, this kind of looked kind of weird here. Going up and down, so something must have happened in the area. Let's refresh it though, and we'll see. Anyway, we still see it on a downward trend for the most part, and this is for Grindavik, of course. The one for Fagradalfjall doesn't work, still down. So we are at the one that is to the south west of it. Slightly, and then we will look at the other one from Krusavik in a second or two here. But anyway, looking at this, there must have been something happening that we got the extra action here. So something moved, and that's always a question. Why do we see something move down there? Anyway, let's go take a look at the other one from Krusavik. Where are you? You're in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, Krusavik. We see that one slightly differently. It was on an upward trend, and then it is going back down from what it looks like. And the two colors here are going down. And of course, we see our blue got really agitated here and is now lower again. So I don't know, something moved, and maybe we've got a ripple or something that went through there slowly, and I have no idea. Hopefully that we'll see some kind of an action out of that. Would be cool and interesting. The other one I wanted to look at was here in Grimsey, and that is this chart. So Grimsey had a few little quakes in the area, and it is on an upward trend from what we see. And this is kind of the same time where we were seeing that other stuff on both the Krusavik as well as Grindavik charts. So it makes you wonder if it's a wide area thing that is happening there. Slow and wide, I believe. Okay, let's leave it there. We'll pop over to our earthquakes, and not that many of them there either. And last I was on here it was at 44, and right now we're at 46. So not a heck of a lot, but that is okay. We'll take a look at our Fagradalfjall area first, we'll look at the Reykjanes Peninsula real quick. There's the capital city of Reykjavik right there. And of course, over here is Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Yardvik, And when we slide down over here, we can see a Grindavik. And then, of course, the Blue Lagoon is in here, as well as the power plant is over here, and a hotel over here, if you like that air in that place. Yeah. Anyway, that is what we've got there. Some very small quakes again. 0.21, 5.6 clicks down from 3:22 a.m. for that one. Then we get over here into our Fragerfjell area. Of course, this is where Ragnar is, and that is the Siggy Fisher right in that spot. You can see the extra vents there. So that is kind of interesting, but we've got 4 little quakes in the area. And again, the term little, very small. 0.42 of 5.6 clicks down, 6:01 a.m. for him. And this is a 0.17, 6 kilometers down, 6:48 a.m. And then at 6:30 a.m. we had a 0.09, 6.5 kilometers down. And that other one is right there, very small again, 0.11. And that is deeper though, 9.2 kilometers down from 11:30 a.m. Makes you wonder what the heck's going on. And of course, there is Krusvik, and there's a very small 0.03, 4.4 kilometers down, 7:31 a.m. Right in the lake, we've got a 0.23, 6.4 kilometers down, 3:51 a.m. Then a 0.1, 1.8 kilometers down, 22:07. And 0.24, 4.7 kilometers down at 7:54. And then these two guys out here, 0.59, 7.9 kilometers down, 8:54 was the time on it. And this one is at 8:07, 0.23, and 5 kilometers down for him. So not a heck of a lot going on most of the peninsula. Let's take a look at this one. 1.08, 5.6 clicks down from 16:05. And this 0.12, 9.6 kilometers down, 5:13 a.m. And a 0.2 up there, 0.02, sorry. 4.3 kilometers down at 3:34 a.m. And a 0.6 out here in the middle of nowhere. That has 1.1 kilometers down from 18:12. And let's carry on with some of these other ones. 0.9, 5.5 kilometers down, and that is 21:56. And this one 21:56 as well. 0.8. 1.1 clicks down, and sliding over a bit more, that should be Hekla there. And this is a 0.84, 7.9 kilometers down, 6:27. And let's see, we've got 3 over here at Katla. Very small again, very small activity for the most part today. Anyway, this one is from 23:28, 0.3, 1.1 kilometers down. This from 10:25 a.m., magnitude 0.53, and 135 meters down. This one is from 6:06 a.m., 0.07, 135 meters down. So surface quakes basically for those two. I don't think that's going to make anything major erupt. Quick peek over here at what we see right near Astja. Astja itself doesn't have anything right around it. The other ones are vertebrate. I actually heard it pronounced a little bit different today on a German channel. And I hope I say it right if I say it, if the Icelandic people are here. Herdebreit. Herdebreit? Hopefully I said it right. That's the German version of it, I guess. Anyway, something about wide shoulders or something. Anyway, 1:53 a.m. 0.51, and 426 meters down from today, of course. This one, 51 a.m., 1.05, 2.6 kilometers down. This is a 1.23, 4.1 kilometers down, 34 minutes after midnight. And then we've got a few over here, 0.64, 9.6 clicks down, 8:29 in the morning. This one from 1941, 0.6, 5.4 kilometers down. This is from 1850 and 0.2, and that is 7.4 kilometers down. Then we've got this guy here, 0.4 and 2.3 kilometers down from 1918. I heard that was a good year. 1918, yes. I'm sure Irish Monk will remember it well. 3 minutes. Thank you, Henry. 2333 had a 0.1, 7.8 clicks down. Then we've got a 0.04, 4.9 kilometers down from 5:22 a.m. and a couple other ones mixed in there. Let's go with the 1.8, 4.6 clicks down, and that is at 16:23. So that one's a little bigger. And let's slide up here and just take a look and see what we've got in our Grimsey area. That is the island of the Grimsey right there. That's the northernmost point, I guess. Anyway, 2.1, 5.8 kilometers down from 2011. 1.1, 12.1 kilometers down from 7:45. We see this 2 over here. 13.1 kilometers down, 15:01 for him. This one is from 15:07, 1.42, 11.2 kilometers down, or just about 3. 1.5, 2 kilometers down, 15:17 for that guy. 1.4, 800 meters down, 17:06. Thank you for the 2-minute warning. And then we've got a 0.9, 4.7 kilometers down, 22:58, and 2.2, and that is 700 meters down as well from 17:21. This one here, 1 kilometer down, and 0.83 from 8:45 a.m. Now, there was a couple that we missed over here. This one, 1.14, 6.7 kilometers down, and that was at 14:53. So really, there's not a heck of a lot going on here. We don't really need to cover these other ones, I don't think. 1.1, 6.8 clicks down, and 0.38, 13 kilometers down, very deep. This is a little more shallow at 3.1 kilometers down, but only a 0.69 from 7:58 a.m. So really nothing super special, super big popping out of these quakes at all. We'll leave that be for today, and that is all good for our wonderful Iceland. Very quiet, no matter what we do. Hey, Neil, and thank you for popping in and renewing your membership there. That's awesome, and glad to have you on board. And let's see, let's put you back on some canned lava for me to go take that break. I need to turn that can back on. Where the heck is it? How about this one? Oh, it's shaky. All right, there we go. Archived lava. We'll leave that on for you guys during the break. And I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream, of course. If you are enjoying the show and haven't yet hit that like button, please do consider doing that if you're liking it. Also, if you're sitting on the outside and you haven't subscribed yet and you feel that is an awesome show and you figure that we deserve a subscription, by all means, give that button a bop. And while you're there, hit that bell notification. That way you know you're going to be notified if YouTube sends them out, of course. On that friendly note, I'm going to go take a 5 or 6 minute break. Don't go away, you guys, and we'll throw some music on to keep you all entertained. And yeah, if you go lava fishing for lava fish, just make sure you get the big ones. Put the little ones back, okay? I'll be back. Thanks. And microphone is back on. Welcome back everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And King Colin Deadman, the rookie king. Oh, I just had to throw that in. Glad you were able to read that archive footage statement in front of the Fisher 3. That is awesome. I'm just picking on you. And, you know, believe it or not, it doesn't matter. We still get people asking that question in the comments afterwards. Was this live? At one point it was, yes. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue Hayes and Kevin Haynes and Sasha and Hermione and Fluffy, who was laying on top of Hermione's phone. And I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. Thank you, Sharon Stewart. And Lucas is here. Guten Tag aus Köln. In other words, a good day out of Cologne. Just to let you see some German words. Deutsche Wörter, ja, because I know Dr. Fox likes it. Lucas, it's all there to confuse me. Oh, actually, I was trying to read some Dutch stuff earlier today. That is pretty tough too. But you know, speaking of being where you are there in Köln, or Cologne as everybody else says, that's a little closer to the Dutch language than where I'm from. I actually was influenced a little bit by some of the Danish language, which was pretty cool because we had some Danish people living around the neighborhood, and that was interesting as well. And talk about getting mixed up, you know, you got a few dozen different languages in one spot. It really messes you up. Anyway, yep, canned lava. It is a canned lava from, of course, our wonderful monologue from the 4th is when this is from, and I figured we'd show that. Okay, so let's stop our canned lava, though. We like stopping lava. We have that power. Stop it mid-flow. I just like doing that. Volcano stopped mid-flow. All right, speaking of lava and things like that, things that we don't have cameras for and I wish we could see, we do have a little exclusive to us here only. But we'll get to that in a second. And let's take a look or take a trip to Sicily. And there you can see the snow on Mount Etna behind those clouds. Anyway, that was from earlier, of course, from about 11 hours ago, 11 and a half hours ago. And it's been hiding in the clouds ever since. So we don't get a lot of visibility. Look at these awesome clouds, though. Looks pretty, but it's not doing a darn thing for volcano watchers. This is not what we want to see, right? That is what it is. Hey, it's a Wonky Donkey. Welcome, a Wonky Donkey. Glad to have you on board. And you're lucky I'm on this scene because I don't have the target on here yet. We'll get that onto this scene in prompt form. Anyway, you see how bad those clouds were there, and even the camera couldn't keep up with the poor quality of the clouds. So we'll put that back onto live. In other words, we're not going to see any kind of time lapse today from Sicily. I couldn't make one. It was very, very bad. But we do have something that is exclusive to us. And thank you to Yvonne Kunkel for sending these in. These are some drone shots. And there we go. And this is the lava flow from Fisher 3. that no other cameras are able to see. So this is actually kind of unique and exclusive to us right now. And here's another one. That is a mighty long string of lava coming down that hill. And that is pretty awesome. Let's go to the next slide. We're flying up a little bit further there, and you see it intensifying somewhat. So pretty awesome. And we got that in there. What? Very smart kid does not take after me. Uh-oh. A smart kid. Granddaughter has been accepted for the pre-med program. I missed where at. University of her choice. Oh, that is pretty awesome. Got to be a smart cookie. Smart lava cookie. Anyway, speaking of lava, that's an awful long lava river there. And that is, again, from the southeast fissure. And that looks pretty cool. And we thank Yvonne Kunkel for sending that to us. These are, like I said, that's kind of exclusive to us. You see it all the way down. That's, wow, that's got to be like 2 kilometers or something going down that hill. But just that one path, that's awful, awful long. And yeah, streaky, a very, very long path. Pretty awesome looking. And let's take another shot there. Okay, I'm going to turn the other ones off. There we go. And I think that's when she was flying it back. And here's the last one. And that is the last one as she's getting back down the hill, showing where that flow was cooling off and continuing. And it built its own highway, basically, to flow out of there. So that is pretty cool. So we thank Yvonne for sending that in to us. Those photos were absolutely wonderful, even though it is poor seeing conditions and long distance. Thanks to Yvonne. Yeah, good thing she didn't have to hike up there. And the drone, of course, did the flying, so all good. And we appreciate the wonderful pictures that she sent in to us. So that's it for there. I don't have anything else for Sicily right now. The activity is still at about a medium, and that's all we can do with it. And really nothing else other than they've got out of focus cameras again. But hey, that's the way it works. It's you know, poor light. These are color cameras intended for daytime use. So anyway, let's carry on to our next wonderful place of enjoyment, and that of course is to the Azores, and we will see what's going on there. And actually that should be on there like so. There we go. And Azores, bad weather again, and I still didn't get those other pictures loaded up, but this is a town over here, and that is the harbor. Typically you would be able to see some lights out here, and this is water in between 18 kilometers over to Pico Island, and we cannot see Pico Island. It is that rough as far as weather conditions, and we'll go to our next shot. There is a little bit more of a better shot. That is a moonlit one, and of course it is 23:50 there, or 10 minutes before midnight. So if you're out on your in your carriage, remember 10 minutes or about 9 minutes before it turns into a pumpkin again. Typically what we do here is look at how much white water we're seeing. The ocean doesn't appear to be too rough, but it looks like we do have some lower cloud in here yet. Over there, actually, I'm surprised that we are seeing the moon out there, but that is cool. Anyway, all nice that way. Let's have a look at our earthquakes there in the Azores. And again, we are on the island of São Jorge, or São Jorge, if you want to say it in Portuguese. And there is, let's make that bigger. There's the island right there. And let's take a look. They had 3 quakes out there today, a 1.8 at 4:36. Then we had a 1.5 at 17:06 and a 2.1 at 18:51. So 3 quakes right on the island, but this map is only intended for São Jorge. It's not, doesn't show anything for Pico Island or Fayal or Terceira over here. And Terceira, of course, is where the other volcano is located, that as showing on the volcano map. Let's have a look at the other map here. I'm going to refresh that though to make sure we're up to date, and make that bigger, and one more, there we go. So looking at what we see in general here, we don't see anything in the outskirts. The fault line here, that is the East Azores fault. There's the island of São Jorge, Terceira, and then Pico Island, Fayal Island. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And there's the 3, 6 hours ago for the 2.1, 1.8, 20 hours ago. And they call the other one a 2.0, 8 hours ago. So nothing new happening there. Of course, the uplift that was originally measured was over on this side. We're not seeing anything of the sort. These are continuing to do their thing there. There's Pico Volcano. And if we slide over to Terceira, there's the volcano in question over on Terceira. Let's zoom back out, and we'll see. Well, out. Zoom. No, I don't want bigger. I want out. There we go. And zoom back out all the way. And of course, for those people who aren't quite sure of where we're looking here, I want to bring it out a little bit more, and there you can see the continents and stuff. So this is the North American plate, Eurasian plate, and of course the African plate down here. And that is the mid-Atlantic ridge going through. And that will help you out. Of course, that is Portugal and Spain and Ireland over here, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, that kind of thing. So pretty cool. Anyway, that's it for there. We see the 3 quakes. The 2.0 showing at 8 kilometers depth. The other 2 were both surface quakes. And that is it for the Azores. And let's see, where are we time-wise? We got enough time. Yep, let's go muddle our way through Merapi, who's not showing itself. We have had just absolutely no luck as of late with the amount of poor weather out there. Looking at this, just kind of, what do you do with it, you know? For someone who wants to watch the volcano, we can barely see it at times, or well, most of the time we're not able to see it as of late. There it is. It's hard to see. This is a little earlier, and of course that kind of shows you the same thing. This is at about 16 minutes after midnight. Still a lot of off-gassing from the top. You can see that in this shot as well. But we're not seeing any lava or anything like that. Same thing with this guy here. You can see on the bottom here still just heavy smoke, nothing wild. So we'll leave Merapi be happy, and we'll carry on. And let's go to this one and up the abilities here. And there we go. And that is Mount Ruapehu. Ruapehu in New Zealand. We can see it hiding behind the clouds. And unfortunately, I thought it was going to be a total wipeout today again, because earlier I had looked and the clouds were something like that. Okay, but oh, I didn't even go back that far. Darn it! I should have gone back further. We did actually see it. I did zoom in on it, so there it is. Well, take a look, and there you can see it in all its glory before the clouds move back in. And that didn't look too bad, but it is quiet. I like that clothing shop. That commercial. Yeah, I don't know. They put a lot of commercials on there. That's incredible. And I think if you leave those windows open, and they keep changing them and stuff, and it's kind of weird. I have to shut the commercials off. Anyway, there is Mount Ruapehu, and they zoomed in a little. You can see a lot better there. That is a pretty awesome shot, and we like it. And I'll leave it at that. So let's pop over to our next one. And this is, of course, the chart for Taupur. And we'll refresh that so we have a current chart. And we'll take a look at this. And by the looks of it, yesterday we did have, or somewhere around midnight, there would have been a quake in there. But the activity is really, really low again. So, I think this thing just had a mad session here for a little while, and then calmed down, and just a couple of shots up, and going back to sleep. It's either that or it's the calm before the storm, so you never know. But that is what we're seeing from Taupur, and not much we can do with that. Quick look at the lake, and that is, of course, raining. Go figure. It's raining there, in case you wanted a weather report. I can tell you that. This is live. This is from the Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center, thank you. And that looks pretty awesome. Yep, good weather if you're a duck. All right. So let's put it back on there, pop over to the other one real quick. And this apparently is Semeru. And let me get on the correct screen. They've completely changed their screens again. Let's see if we can improve that just a little bit, and that should be better. And we're not seeing anything because guess what? Clouds. I like clouds. We like clouds, don't we? Story of our lives. And it doesn't matter where you go. The clouds just stay there. And go back a little bit more, and more clouds. And if we get back here, you almost see it. There's a little bit of lava, and that is pretty awesome. And that is at 2:21 a.m. The bright light that's lighting everything up is the moon, of course, and that doesn't make visibility any better for us trying to see the lava up there on the top of the cone. And there you go. That is from 4 minutes after midnight, and we do see a tiny bit. Really, pretty much a pre-eruptive state that we had before. That's all we're seeing. If we go back a little bit further, I think before the moon rose, there you could see a little bit better. And that was a little more lava. That was at 21:05. That would have been 9:05 p.m. their time. And I think just about an hour before that is where we can go here. 20:43. Same thing. Kind of still putting a little bit of that lava out. And a little plume, nothing major, nothing really catastrophic happening there either. So put that back on live. Again, we can't see it. It's hiding there, kind of peeking out a little bit. We can see it, but all quiet for the most part. So we're not going to worry about it. And it is a Pepsi time. Ah, yes, the break time. We'll put it on canned lava, and then we will put music on in a second. And for those good people who are here, please, if you haven't yet hit that like button, please do consider it, and that would be awesome. Also, if you haven't subscribed and you feel we've earned it, give that button a bop. And thank you, Kate and Henry, for reminding me it's break time. And on that note, here's some music. I'll be back. Don't go away. Bacon seeds. Remember, remind me about bacon seeds. I need a reminder. Thanks.
Keeping
And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Kevin and Thor and Sasha and Hermione and Fluffy. And who else? Nope, nobody else yet. I'm sure that'll happen right away, though. As soon as I get busy clicking things, and that is the way it works. Okay, so let's pause that right there. Look at that, the power I have. The lava god. I like it. Anyway, I did promise bacon seeds, and I really didn't forget this time, so let's go over there and take a look and see what Piggy has sent us today. Of course, that one, which god? The lava god. Sasha, the lava god. There is only one lava god. One true one. He's the big cheese up top there. The one with the lava boots. Anyway, anyway, that is yesterday's last one. That was sent, and let's see what Piggy has sent us today here. She's obviously been busy, so Vulcan or Pele. No, there's some other one up there too. I can't remember. I think Zeus or something. Anyway, probably Vulcan though. I think there are a couple, aren't they? I'm not sure. They're Pele and Vulcan, both kind of interesting. Anyway, there's our first smiley bacon seed. And if you look at that, you definitely know that little piggy is smiling. He looks so nice. He or she definitely worthy of a smile. I gotta love it. Cheesy pig. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. A real ham for the camera, right? Get it? A real ham for the camera. Never mind. A bad joke. All right, next one. And, I think we've seen that one before. Warming his hind end at the fireplace. And that's all good. And that definitely waiting for Santa Claus, I think. Or wanting to be Santa Claus, one of the two. I'm just not sure how that would go down the chimney too well. I love the pig ornaments. Yep, they are cool, Julie. Carolyn, Piggy, possibly. And here's another little cutie. That one, of course, dressed for I don't know what occasion, but definitely looks pretty awesome. And definitely a younger bacon seed. So a princess, yeah, could be. And we will get to our next one, and that is this one. Definitely a princess. Got the crown and everything. That one's kind of hairy. A hairy princess. All right. Let's leave that alone. We'll get to our next bacon seed. And there we go. Oh, more royalty happening here. This is another princess, apparently, or queen. So I don't know what those crowns are supposed to be, but all right, I give up. That is cute. Anyway, that one's got a neat bopper on it. But looks well fed. Piggy pageant. Oh, it's a piggy pageant. Maybe that's what it is. Could be. Robert and Shandell, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And here's our next one. This one has got racing stripes. That is awesome. And yep, definitely racing stripes on that little guy. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Is a Vulcan that? There's so many of those deities out there, you don't know which one to pick. And let's see, the last one here is this one. And I don't know, that almost looks like a cowboy pig Santa with a smirk on his face, sitting on some rope. Awesome, country Christmas piggy. That's what we say. And thanks, Sasha, and for the country Christmas piggy. And I'm just trying to read the chat here. All good. Okay, so let's leave that be, and we will pop over to our next volcano of choice, and that will be Sakurajima. And Sakurajima is there. And there it is. You can see the big cloud on top of it. Hey, look, we got an ice cream boat. That's more important. Go down and get your ice cream. It's 10:16 a.m. there in Japan right now. This is live, and the ice cream boat is in. You can head down and get an ice cream real quick, and let's take a little closer look and see what we've got going on there at Sakurajima. There, we're getting a little closer, and we can see it is smoking pretty good. And if we go back in time a little bit just to see what it was doing, yep, more smoke coming out of it. Nothing too serious. 7:47 a.m. Hard to see it because of the sunlight hitting it, but it is continuing to smoke. And as we back up into the wee hours there, 6:23 a.m., continuing to do what it was doing. And it did that pretty much all night, with the exception of about here. And let's see, I want to back that up just a little bit. I want to see if there was any glow to it. All right, we'll let that run from here. And this was an eruption at about 3:28 is what I had written down, but you can see it pluming up. I don't know if you've seen that it was lighting up there anywhere. Really, it didn't look like it, but a lot of ash come out of that shot. And you got to remember, it's a moonlit night, so things are lighting up by moonlight there. And that's pretty awesome. And yeah. A little bit of plumage, but not seeing anything major pop out of there. And yeah, you're right, CMD boy. Thank you to Piggy for supplying those wonderful bacon seeds. I didn't say that, did I? I forgot to. And thank you, Piggy, wherever you are. Probably sleeping. I did go for a nap this afternoon, and Piggy had mentioned online there that she was going to go for a nap as well. And I'm hoping she got a good one. For 3 or 4 hours at least, that would be a record for her. And that would be good. Anyway, we do see this plume out like that, so a lot of ash and gases are coming out. It looks fairly slow in movement, so it's not a vigorous eruption of that type, but the wind does blow it a little bit as it gets out of that area a little bit more. I'm just advancing it 5 seconds at a time, you can see. And it was a fairly lengthy eruption coming out of it. So that's kind of what we had there. Hey, did we look at the Popocatépetl? I don't think we did. Oh yeah, we did. We couldn't see it. That's the problem. No, we didn't look over there. We got to look over there right away. After this guy, we're going to go over to Popocatépetl and try to look at that eruption. Anyway, that did its thing, and then after that, it kind of died out. Left us with a couple more of those puffy clouds coming through. Of course, the whole area was a little bit full of other clouds, so a lot harder to see what was going on there. This was earlier, just around midnight at their time, and we didn't see too much. But it did pop a couple of times in there, and I never did see any lava like in here. You can kind of sort of see a little bit of a glow there, but not a heck of a lot, and quiet as far as I'm really concerned, and that's what I would think. So we'll put it back on live, and hopefully that'll go. There we go. It is continuing to do that though. Lots of SO2 gas coming out of there as well. Anyway, that is the close-up cam for the crater itself, and with the smoke heading towards this camera, it's hard to see anything happening there. But again, during the night there, let's see if we can capture where it really popped. Would have been hard to see that. Hang on, that was somewhere around here. Hard to see at night on that little screen, so nope, not there. But it would have been all gray. Yeah, it did get all gray because the plume was going right towards the camera, so we can't even see what it was doing. But we'll leave it at that for now, and we'll move on. This is Suwanoshijima in the southern islands of Japan, and it too is continuing to off gas. You can see the cloud of smoke right there rising up out of the caldera. There are several calderas beside each other here, where and they are both active at different times. So we see some probably two plumes here. This one over here, and then this one from this guy, and that's kind of what it looked like there. And of course, again, being moonlit, mind you, that's 8:32. That's not nighttime yet. That looked kind of the same though. Yeah, I don't know what that spot is. Looks a little weird. If we go back a little further, we don't see it. Oh, we do see it, and there it is. Anyway, 4:46 a.m., and you can see the clouds coming out of there. Really actually hard to see anything in there because, again, they had that weather system coming through. So hard to make out any of the smoke as opposed to the clouds that are going by. Anyway, I'm going to put that back on live, and we'll carry on with our next one. The quick peek, there is, oh, let's make that live. And yeah, that is Mount Fuji, and that's not very good. Doesn't give us a good picture. If we go back a little ways, let's see, do we even see Mount Fuji? Nope, too much cloud on it today. And then, of course, earlier I thought it was snowing there when I seen this. And I don't know, that looks, to me, that looks like snow, pretty white. So, darn it, not good. Anyway, let's go back over to Popocatépetl, and I think I jumped right over that. We wanted to actually have a look at that. This is what it looks like there right now. But I wanted to see if we can find that shot in between here, where it actually popped its cork, and that would have been in the clouds. Hard to see, I think right about here. Nope, maybe not. And it was really, really obscure, really trying to find this difficult. Anyway, it did pop a fair amount, and it was a kind of midday for those guys. So it was a larger eruption, and I think that's what's important to note. So Popocatépetl may be doing something, and we'll see what happens. Right now it's fairly clear there, so if we do see an eruption during the nighttime, it would be awesome. And let's take a look at the other ones really quickly. And that is buffering and commercials. Go over to our next one. This is Fuego, and this is live. So Fuego is throwing out some lava. That is pretty awesome. They had a very bad screen earlier as well. Lots of clouds. So to be able to see this is actually a surprise to me, and must have just opened up for us to be able to have that on the show. Let's see if we go back a little ways. There was a couple of spots there that might have been some good. This one here, I want to just back that up right to the beginning of that, see if there was any lava coming out. Nope, no lava. And look at how the clouds are lit up from the sun in the background. That's kind of neat. Glitter lava. Yep, on the other nighttime shot, it certainly looks that way. And yeah, this is one of the better eruptions that we were able to see. When we go back a little further, it was all cloud for the most part. Here's another one in between the clouds. You can see the plume go up. So that is pretty awesome. And I'm just trying to see if we can get to a couple of the ones that did actually go. This one was visible, so there you can see that. That's 11:30 a.m. For them. And that didn't look too bad. I thought it was a kind of just a small guy though. Let's see what else we got here. That's just a small one. This is the bigger one right in here at that would be about 9:55. This one actually came out a little bit more violently. You can see the billowing, and looks pretty cool. And if I continue it on here, we notice right off the bat the stuff on the hill going downward, and that's usually indicating that there's lots of little kibbles and bits coming out of there. And there's another blast, and it did a few more blasts like that repeatedly, and that was pretty cool, and got a little bit bigger for us to be able to see. But that's about it for that one. And hey, thank you, Kevin Haynes. Kevin Haynes, that's an awesome thing, and gifted 5 memberships, and that is pretty cool. So Tom Truelove and Hank Husman and Juicernot got them, and Real Bounty did as well. There's 4. We'll see who the 5th one is. Thank you very much, Kevin Haynes, and that is awesome. Appreciate you throwing that in there, and really cool. Anyway, we're going to leave that alone here at Fuego, and I'm hoping to see some glow from this one. And no, we don't. Darn it. I wanted to introduce you to a new volcano in our lineup, but apparently it's in the dark. It's all dark. Wow, we see the stars up there. We'll back up though. The nice part about this is we can see it during the daytime hours. And it is producing some smoke, and this one is, what is it? San Miguel, and that is in El Salvador. They call it a Volcano Chaparrastic, or Chaparrastic, if I said it right there. So it's a newbie, yep. And it was pretty awesome looking. If we go back a little bit more, you can see some of the lines on it, and some of the plumes that it had produced earlier there. I don't know if that's plume or cloud, but it was floating by there. I had to assume something. Anyway, that is what we've seen from this guy. And we do kind of want to make sure that we mention it. Last one, well, let's we're going to be checking on this one on occasion because they do have a live stream going. Next one here, a little down, further down, Momotombo, Nicaragua. That's what it was looking like a little while back. And we see it now or we don't. And this, of course, Masaya volcano in Nicaragua as well. And there we go. That is the little lava pit that we see. You don't want to fall in there. You're not coming back out. Guarantee it. And anyway, it's a very deep hole. And one last thing for our Central and Southern America areas there. Lascar volcano had a very nasty plume again, and this was from the 10th, and it really did billow up into the clouds. I'm going to see if we can get this one full screen here. Oh, hang on, I wanted to shut the volume off to that. Yeah. That is the guys up there while this thing is erupting. So I'm still hearing the audio. Darn it, I was trying to turn that audio off. Anyway, that is pretty nasty when you see it. So yeah, that's the pyroclastic flow, and you really don't want to be anywhere near that. Anyway, these guys, I guess they got the heck out of Dodge back down the hill because when they see that coming, you know it's time to leave. You're going to have a bad day. Anyway, thank you, Sue, for bringing that one to our attention. And of course, that is posted there on volcanodiscovery.com. You guys are welcome to have a look at it. And yeah, that is all good. Anyway, that is a Lascar volcano. It's 18,000 feet or 5,592 meters. A tall stratovolcano, huge guy, and you don't want to mess with it. I'm surprised that they were up there looking at the caldera. Anyway, let me put it back on the Popocatépetl so I know where it is. And from that point, let's go back to our canned lava. It is a time for me to take a break, and after the break, we'll come back and we'll have a quick peek at Yellowstone, and then we will get into our quakes, and because we already looked at Hawaii, no sense in doing that twice. So don't go away, guys, and for those good people who are here, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, please, and do consider, 27,000 to 37,000 foot eruption, and yep, it's quite a ways up there. It's already halfway up there, so that's a pretty good sized eruption. Anyway, enjoy the lava. Hit that like button, and of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. Gonna take a break. Don't go away. I'll be back in a little while, about 5-6 minutes. Keep smiling, play nice in the lava ponds, or in the lava river. There's a river there. Don't go swimming in it, though. I'll be back. go. Microphone back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where it is minus 18 degrees Celsius. And of course, looking at the lovely lava on the screen, it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. At least I hope it does. And thank you for the welcome backs from Kevin Haynes and Sue Hayes and Sasha and Hermione and Fluffy and I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000 from Sharon Stewart. Okay, Hermione, I will see you shortly. Don't forget to come back. Anyway. And that is all good. Okay, so where did I say we're going to go back to? Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. We wanted to go stop our can lava. Where's our can? There it is. We'll pause it right there. Gotta love that power. Jellystone. Hey, you want to go to Jellystone and look at the snow? There are not even Sasquatch prints there. They've all gone to California, and that is okay. They are smart. Even the buffalo left. They're going somewhere else. Actually, I'm surprised they don't have more snow there in Yellowstone, considering the amount that fell in northern California and Oregon with that system that went through. Bad joke? Who's got a bad joke? Is this live? Oh, yeah, this is live. Last time I checked, anyway, it might be a few seconds old. Yep, Sasha, look out for bears. But yeah, somebody was saying we need a Sasquatch emoji, and I was thinking about that myself before, and canned? No, this is not canned. Not canned geyser stuff. This is live, and that is, of course, what we're seeing right now. It's been going all day. Anyway, it was snowing earlier, but unfortunately we can't go back on this one during the course of the day, so that it's not recorded by them. And I can't record every one of these streams to get that. A bad storm still coming. Oh, okay. By the way, this morning I was shocked. Arizona Snowman told us that they got snow there in Arizona. And he showed me one of the live streams. And sure as heck, they had snow. And I thought, oh my God, that is horrible. And apparently his dogs loved that snow, all the bits and pieces. It was something unusual for them. So a little bit of snow in Arizona, that is cool. And yeah, for that area anyway, that is a little different for sure. They don't get snow too often. What about a donkey emoji? I don't know. We'll ponder that. I can't, right now, I'm maxed out with the amount of emojis that I've got. We need more members if we want to get more emojis. So that is the maximum amount for the amount of members I've got. And that is actually pretty cool, though, because we do have quite a few there, and that is nice. We just need more members, and then we could get more. I'd be happy to consider putting a donkey up there, as well as a Sasquatch would be kind of nice. Anyway, lots, yeah, the hogwash one too. Hogwash, the problem with that, Sasha, is to try to get the detail in there is really, really hard, because you're working with an area that is only 48 by 48 pixels. So to make it look like something reasonable, you really need to be able to, well, it's 48 by 48 on their screenshot. So you're get more pixels there if you got higher definition, but still, it is one of those things. What a donkey with the target on his rear end. Well, we can do that. That would be easy, I think. If we pop back over to this one here for a second, I do have that loaded up. So you're thinking about this. Where is it? This one here. That one. We could crop that and make that a little bit bigger. That might work for one of them. And I don't know how well pin it would come up, but that would work. So yeah, we could maybe do that, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. I gotta stop that canned lava. It's flooding everywhere here. Stop canned lava. And hang on, am I on the wrong one? No, that's the right one. There we go. Stopped it. Okay. Anyway, let's get over to the earthquakes. And we will take a look and see what we've got today. I'm going to do a real fast one in Hawaii. Not overly lots happening there, but I don't want to go through all of them. Quick shot up here in Mauna Loa. We really don't see much happening up top there. This one here is 2.2 from 1400, 6.3 kilometers down. This one 2.2 as well from 2:50 a.m., 10 kilometers down. Pahala area, usually between 26 and 37 kilometers. 1.8 there from 4:07 a.m., 1.9 from 2:28, and that is right in the same depth areas there. 1.8, 10:42. This guy here, 1.9 from 16:30. We've got a 2.8. That might be the biggest one out of the bunch, and that was from 9:21 a.m. 1.8 from 10:51, 1.9 from 11:25, then oh, that one's bigger, 3.6, and that is the biggest one then, from 17:02. Mind you, that is from when? Huh? This doesn't make sense. It says that's from the 7th. Why is it still on here if it's from the 7th? It's the 12th today. It's not making any sense. Oh, hang on. Maybe I clicked the wrong one. There we go. That makes more sense. 4:39 a.m. 2.4. So it is smaller. I clicked the wrong button. My bad. 1.8 from 12:29, and then we've got this 1.9 from 6:34 or 37. Sorry. This guy over here, 2.2, 2:50 a.m., 10 kilometers down for him. 1.9 over here, that is from 8:12, and that is 1.5 kilometers down. And then we do have a few around are dwindling, very much so dwindling. Kilauea, 1.7 from 16:52. Then 1.9 from 1:39, 2.1 from yesterday, and that was 22:36, and this one is from 1.2 from today at 15:58. This one right in the caldera as well here, 2.1 from 6:15 a.m., 700 meters down below sea level, that is. This one is 1.7 from 8:57, 400 meters below sea level. This one 2.2 from 11:15, 600 meters below sea level. And then this guy 2.5 from 9:21 a.m., 1 kilometer below sea level. Pardon me. I don't see any other ones out in the area there, so I'll leave that be. And I think it's calming down for the most part there in the confines of Hawaii. And I don't think we're going to see too much more rattling for today or tomorrow. We'll see what happens, though. You never know. We did have this 4.5 up here in Alaska. It was at 1:09 a.m., 33 kilometers down. They did show the tsunami wave, but we know there was no tsunami, so I'll leave that one be. And sliding down, we do see these ones on the Juan de Fuca fault. They're already older. That was the big one in Mexico there yesterday, and we'll leave that be. We do see this one just on the edge of the Cocos Plate out by Panama, 5.5, 11:27, 10 kilometers down for him. This one in Ecuador, 4.9. Yesterday's at 23:55, and we see a couple more here going down the coast. And this one in Peru, 4.6, 11:52 for him. And then we've got this guy also Peru, 4.3, and that is almost underneath Sabancaya, very close to it. 4.3 from 21:27 yesterday. 244 clicks down for that. This one was 102.5. So interesting. And this one here, right on the border of Chile and Argentina. And that'll be a 4.0, 1:35 a.m., 117 kilometers down. The other ones are all older quakes and nothing to worry about there. Taking a look at New Zealand, all quiet, not showing anything on this USGS map. These Fiji ones, 4.8, 9:16 a.m., 523 kilometers down for that. 4.4, also that's yesterday's from 23:12. 576 kilometers down for him. Papua New Guinea, 4.6, 6:35 a.m., 224 clicks down. Another 4.6 from 12:43, 79.7 kilometers down. And we'll grab this guy here. Timor-Leste is the area, and that is 4.8. And that was from 11:37, 541 kilometers down. The bigger one here, 5.3, Indonesia, of course they call it that. 15:10 was the time, 61.9 kilometers down. This 4.5, also Indonesia, from 9:57 a.m., 212.8 kilometers down. Sliding up, looking at what we've got in the Japanese area. We do see a couple of small quakes here. 4.6 Izu Islands, 2:12 a.m., and that was 73.7 kilometers down. This other one, 4.9 from 12:18, 10 kilometers down for him. And going to the northern ends, Kuril Islands, 20 minutes after midnight, 86.5 kilometers down for that guy. So really, we don't have anything super big happening anywhere. This one is China, 4.9, 17:04 today, 10 kilometers down. Another 4.7 and 4:56 a.m. That's in Russia. And then Afghanistan or Pakistan, Tajikistan and Pakistan, 4.3, and that is from yesterday at 19:11. And then this one here, more quakes. That was yesterday on the Arabian microplate here, and of course from 20, 50, 7, 10 kilometers down, that of course is going to push more on the Anatolian plate, pushing the plate that Aegean plate that Piggy is on, unfortunately. And we'll see what happens with that. And then we see one weird one out here in Morocco, and that may be something happening, might indicate some new volcanic activity. You never know. Anyway, 4.1, and that is from yesterday at 21:51, 10 kilometers down, because they don't really have a measurement for it. Quick peek at the stuff that we have there in the Canary Islands, and we'll refresh that map real quick just so we're up to date. And sorry for the blank screen, and let's just have a look here. I want to just zoom out, take a look, and when is this guy from? That is 2 days ago already, from the 10th, 2.7. We're not going to worry about him. And let's zoom in here a little bit. We do see this guy out in the water, came in today at 3:53 a.m., 2.8, and don't know what the depth is on that. Where are we there? 40 kilometers down. And then right beside Gran Canaria, we had another quake, 2.4, 21 kilometers down. That one came in yesterday at 21:53, so not going to worry about that. Let's take a look in here and see what we've got in La Palma for quakes. And gee, my work here is done. They didn't have any brand new quakes today. It's all quiet, so that is pretty cool. And overall global seismicity, since we have that pulled up, we can refresh that just to make sure we aren't missing anything. And there you go. They've got the 12th listed as well there, and that is pretty cool, but moderate levels for global seismicity, and that is up to date. If you guys want this particular page, it's always handy to have, and we'll paste that link down here, and you guys can always go there if you like. Volcano Discovery is the site, volcanodiscovery.com. And speaking of volcanoes and earthquakes, there's the other map. This, of course, is our wonderful volcano map, and we're not going to spend a heck of a lot of time on it here. It's just about break time, and we'll get rid of the ads and zoom in just a little bit, slide over. So really not much that is of new in here. And Lascar volcano here, an orange now, and that is came from a yellow to an orange. So that is about the only change that I noticed on the map. We don't have anything else pulled off, and everything else is still the same. If you are interested in seeing that, C&D Boy did bring up the map, or sorry, the link for this map, and you can go there and have a look. So it's cool. Just need to make sure you refresh to keep it up to date if you have it open all the time. And on that friendly note, let's put you back on some canned lava. And after the break, we will go take a look at our weather and go from there. So keep smiling, be nice, hit that like button if you haven't hit it yet. We are still trying to get over that 100 mark. So right now I see it at 87, and that means 13 more likes to get it up there. Let's see if we can do that, you guys. And also, if you're new, sitting on the outside, if you're enjoying the show, please do hit that subscribe button if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I will be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away. Here comes some music. This time I will even turn it up so we can hear it. Actually, I heard it no problem. You guys just missed out on all the good stuff. Anyway, I'll be back. Don't go away. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Oz saying, good day, Doc. Thank you. And wonky donkey, I just realized why the volcano stopped erupting. We covered volcanoes that are erupting or active throughout the world. Dr. Fox is covering them with a big blanket. We cover volcanoes. Of course we do. We smother them. And welcome, Grenzed. Glad to have you on board. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha. And I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. From Sharon Stewart. And thank you, Hurrian and Fluffy. And you all seen Fluffy on the screen there. And thanks, Grenzed and Sue and Sharon Stewart saying LOL. Okay. And Kevin Haynes. Thanks, you guys. Anyway, let's carry on with the show. The next item up for bids will be our... I'm going to stop this canned lava, though. That can is about half empty, or is it half full? I don't know. I never could figure that out, if they're half empty or half full when they're halfway. Not all live volcanoes have a live fee. Live fee? Live feeds, maybe. But, yeah, no, not all of them. We do miss out on quite a few. And it happens. Anyway, over to the weather we go, whether we like it or not. But we will take a look and see our SO2 report first. So we know our wonderful Mauna Loa went down in level, down to 20,000 tons per day yesterday or day before. So the levels had dropped off. Now that it's gone pretty much quiet, we'll have minimal amounts of SO2 coming out. These clouds that we see here and up here, well, they're going to blow through, and once they start to spread out and dissipate, we won't see them anymore. And we may see a small area around Hawaii that is still affected until it finishes off gassing, but we're not going to have a worldwide coverage so much. So weather, Great Falls, Montana. Did you do that right? Hopefully you did. Weather, it almost looks like you got a space between the exclamation and the word weather. You can use just exclamation W and then Great Falls, Montana. That'll work too. I fixed that up so you guys don't have to type out the whole thing. Anyway, looking at our temperature, the weather guessers are saying a minus 21 here right now. Looking at that plume, though, we do see what's going on here, and it is seemingly going up and getting curved around over British Columbia and northern portions of Alberta, and some of that is just hanging in the southern portions of Alberta, and we see it also as making landfall here in Mexico and coming up through Texas, and still blowing then back down onto the Cuban area and southern end of Florida. Florida Keys still getting nailed with it. Looking better for everyone else, though. The levels are way down in comparison to what they were, which is really nice. I'm surprised, though, that we're still seeing so much up here in Iceland, and as well here in Europe, and that is pretty nasty. Hopefully a few days will clear a lot of that out. Same thing goes for the stuff sitting over the Sahara Desert. That's kind of odd to see that. And of course some of the areas aren't helping because of the they add a little bit more SO2 to it again, so not going to worry about it. But we don't see too much going on otherwise. Pretty normal there in China. And let's take a look here. White Isle volcano, not very much coming from it. We do see here Tofua still working away. Aoba out here in Vanuatu is doing its thing. Leo definitely doesn't have a barbecue going. And of course, we see here that those coking plants are still doing their thing in northern portions or northwest of Sydney there. Anyway, Papua New Guinea area is all pretty normal. We see that, and I'm surprised we're seeing as much as we do here from Merapi. This is from Semeru, and Krakatau, just about nothing. Most of that is coming from Jakarta, people pollution. Ibu and Dakota not working so hard today. They must have taken a day off or something. And sliding up here through Japan, Suwanosejima down here, definitely adding to this, but we see so much coming over from China, it's hard to tell. Same thing goes for Sakurajima, and hopefully that'll ease up a little for them. Looking at the Kuril Islands, everybody's getting it, including up on the Kamchatka Peninsula. So, yep, going to be pretty tough breathing for some of those guys. But, yeah, Europe here getting a pretty large amount of SO2 that they really don't want. Moving on to our weather map, I am going to, hang on, do I need to refresh it? No, I don't. That is pretty current. We'll go through this and see what we've got here. Northern portions of like Alaska, as well as we see some warmer temperatures blowing in here, so this is a little bit of a reprieve for them. And we still see the cold stuff there in central British Columbia as well, but that warmer air is giving a little bit of relief to the bottom areas here, coastline especially, but we still see those cold temperatures. Alaska, northern portions of the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. And that, of course, is still diving down here into Alberta and Saskatchewan. Hence the reason for us being minus 21 degrees Celsius here at my place. Looks a little warmer in Manitoba, and they got some warm wind blowing in there. That's pretty good. And northern Ontario still very, very cold. Same thing with southern Ontario, seeing -1, -2 on the bottom end. Toronto coming in at minus, depending on where you put your mouse, -5, -6, something like that. Montreal minus, oh boy, 7 and 8. Quebec City -7 and 8 as well, all along that St. Lawrence Seaway. And then we see here in New Brunswick, very cold, bitter temperatures, -10, -12, depending on where you are. And Halifax coming in at about 4 degrees, -4 that is. And Sue Hayes has got about the same temperature there at Cole Harbor. So that's pretty cold for them, but on the Sydney end here in the tropics, Sydney and Nova Scotia -1, so they're the hot spot there today. Hopefully that low will move off a little bit or pull up more of that wonderful warm air for them. We do see out here 0 out in Newfoundland on the peninsula here, but the rest starts getting cold real quick. And you've got a high sitting in here in Labrador that's keeping everything ice cold. All right, sliding down to the U.S. real quick, going at the west side. We see it warmed up a little bit. There are 5, 6 in Portland. Eugene coming in at about 5 as well. Sacramento 7 today, San Jose 7, and sliding down a bit more here. 10 in LA. That's better than the 6 they had yesterday. Mexicali about 10, 11, 12. And Death Valley probably coming in about 10 or 11 degrees. Make sure you got a warm jacket on or you're going to be dead. That's Death Valley. 7 degrees there in Las Vegas. And we know they got snow this morning just to the north of Phoenix. And we see 10 degrees there in Phoenix right now, 9 in Tucson. And that cold is going down into Mexico here as well. So they get to enjoy some of that. Look at how far down that cold is going. And luckily that is not freezing for them. Sliding over, looking at Texas, 22, 23, 24 on the bottom end here. San Antonio coming in at about 21. Houston about 20 degrees. And Dallas making it to about 16. And let's see, what else we want to look at here. Wichita, Kansas, only 10. And then they got a little bit of warmer air today, but we see that cold air in the mountains. Of course, Salt Lake City, -3, Burr. And higher elevations, of course, in some places -20, 21 Celsius, very cold. Looks like about here's the cutoff point for the really warm air. So southern portions are not bad, but still not very warm. Seeing about 16 degrees there in Jackson, and down here in New Orleans coming in about 17. Tallahassee 18, that kind of thing. Atlanta is 11, 12 degrees. Grandma B's house, 4 degrees Celsius. Brr, Grandma, I hope you got your heat turned on. And 8 there at Virginia Beach. New York coming in at -1. Boston -3. We've already looked at Halifax. Cancun, not so warm today either. They did make it up to about 27, 28 during the daytime temps, 23. And now the other place we look here, Acapulco, a nice 27 right now. That's beautiful. And looking at Central America, we've got some circulations happening here, so likely some storms in Colombia and Venezuela. And that is pretty good. For them, it is that time of the year. Looks fairly normal there in Brazil. Looks like Bolivia a little cooler. The warmer spots are in Argentina, northern portions, as well as Paraguay. Uruguay cooled off again. And then bottom ends here, we got some mixed temps in different areas of Argentina. Looking at, holy mackerel, they warmed up. South Island is 25, 26 on the bottom end, and they're going to have a cooking day. And Christchurch coming in at 20 degrees today. And down here in New Zealand, about 21 in Wellington, that is pretty good. And Granzed, you're going to have a barbecue today? Or is it raining? We looked earlier, it was raining around Taupo, so anyway, up there 22, 23 degrees in Granzed's area, so pretty awesome. And that low down here, throwing that cold temperature back at Tasmania. They just can't win, and looks like pretty darn cold. 15 there in Hobart. And they've got that low sitting right on top of them, and that's working together with this low. So one is pushing and the other one's pulling, and they are freezing. 15, 16 there in Melbourne. Not quite so warm today. We got Adelaide at 14, Sydney coming in at 24. A lot warmer. Quick a peek over here at Perth. 17 at Perth, but looking at what we've got just north of them, don't know if that's going to come south, but that is some pretty hot temperatures, 31 degrees. And home of Oz, I hope you are having a wonderful day at 25 degrees Celsius. That is pretty awesome. It's checking some of the higher temperatures up here. 38 is about the top. Oh, there's 39. Didn't see anything too much warmer. There's a 40 right there. So, yep, that's kind of it for that area today. 39, 40 degrees in the outback. Looking at what we see here, Fiji coming in at about 27, and then that whole region about the same. Vanuatu 28, there 29, 28. New Caledonia 29, 28, 27, depending on where you are. Papua New Guinea a little bit warmer, 31 on the outskirts here, but still relatively doable and not in the 40s anyway. And looking at some of the other areas, not bad in Indonesian, Malaysian, and those areas. The temperatures are turning into a summertime for them, so pretty awesome. And 25 there in Bangkok. That's not very warm. Fair temperature, 77 or 25 Celsius. Winds at 7 miles per hour. A little bit on the cold side, actually, when you're looking at it. And I'm surprised with that considering over here in Manila we've got 30 degrees. It must be all that cold air coming down here. And there's got to be a low. Got to be a low sitting in there. There's a low sitting in here, and they're all pulling that cold air down. And Japan not warming up very much today at all. 14, 15 on the very bottom end, but the rest of it mostly single digits till you get up into the northern islands here, and then it turns into below zero temperatures. Coral Islands about the same, and then we get up here. I don't even want to talk about that. That's a very cold Kamchatka Peninsula. And looking here, Sri Lanka 20, 25 in the top, 22 in the bottom. Bottom end of India, pretty good. Delhi and only making it to about 9 right now. Nighttime temperatures there, and of course we see Madagascar not doing too bad. Cape Town coming in at about 18 today. That's not bad. They are still holding some of that heat that they had from the day. And looking at the Sahara Desert, a little bit warmer, but still patchy from what we see. Only 13, 14 in Cairo. And UAE only, they are really cold. 15, 16, 17, depending on where you point it. And that is cold for those guys. They will be freezing. Anyway, we do see the temperatures in Yemen as well, and Oman about the same. Very cool. Places like Baghdad only coming in at 12 today. So a lot cooler in those areas. And like I say, it looks like it's warming up a little bit in Africa though. So that is good. That means good news for Piggy. The island of Kos, a little bit warmer again today. And I think it's about 17, 18 degrees there at Piggy's house. Turkey, and not so warm on the eastern side, but that is all good. And we take a look at Sicily, where Yvonne is, and she's enjoying her wonderful days up there, and 5 or 6 degrees there on Mount Etna right now. The boot of Italy, a little on the cool side if you ask me, but you get up here and you see some minus temperatures. So Naples coming in at 9, Rome 6, and Milano up here coming in at 0 New Irish Monkland, aka Sardinia, are a little bit warmer today for the most part, but they do still have some single-digit numbers in there. But for the most part, very warm compared to what they had yesterday. Same thing goes for most of Spain. They've got a little bit of good stuff. Thistle of Costs. Yes, the thistle of costs is to be reckoned with, and thistle is good, and I'm very happy that Piggy got thistle. I really am, and that was her first choice, and of course it was almost heartbreaking when thistle went missing, and she had to try to settle for the other dog, but they found thistle. And Thistle was hiding somewhere. But now I'm sure Thistle will be at home. Thistle now has a forever home. Anyway, we see this little patch here in France warm, but the rest of it is looking pretty darn cold. And a word are a powerful cycle. What? Dr. Fox, a word are powerful, cycle? Okay. Sorry, Kathy, I'm missing something there. Anyway, do see that. -9 in Munich. That is horrible. That's the coldest I've seen it there for a while. -5 in Frankfurt and Cologne or Köln. -3. Brr, that is not good. That not mangled, that got mangled. A lot of things get mangled, and we end up with trough mergewixed, and start balking backwards, and then people can't tell what we're saying anymore. -6 in Hamburg, brr, and of course there in Holland we've got some negative temperatures as well. And you'll be able to skate on all the canals, and -4 in Amsterdam, and Brussels coming in at -5. Holy mackerel. You'd think it's winter or something. Copenhagen coming in at -2, -3. And same thing goes for the rest of Denmark. Let's take a look here in Stockholm, a -5. Oslo, Bern, a -10, Riga, -7, and up here in St. Petersburg, a -6. Good night, Kevin Haynes. Take care. And Moscow coming in. They've got this warm band coming up, giving them 1 for a temperature. London coming in at a -2 for England, and that is fairly cold. Looks cold out here in Wales as well, and a lot colder up here in Scotland, with temperatures dipping all the way to -8, -9 in some spots if we go there. So that is not good. Irish Monkland, we are seeing Doolin is probably coming in at -2 or -3. Not good for them. Hopefully they'll stay warm. And let's pop over to Iceland really quickly, and just kind of check it out. And we see very cold there as well, -7, -8 in Reykjavik. And if you're going to go take a look at Ragnar, you make sure you dress warm, because it looks like a -5, a -6 in that area, and then over here towards the airport, a -7. And that's a little cooler, so you don't want to do that. Tom saying good night, mods, and all been lurking all night. Stay safe, all. Tom, you have a wonderful evening, and sleep well. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. So be good and enjoy your evening. And let's pop it over to precipitation and have just a quick peek. Not going to spend a lot of time on this. western part of the northern, from Queen Charlotte's on north up into Alaska. They've got that front coming in. Snow up in the Yukon, snow in Alaska. No snow in British Columbia or Alberta in the interior portions, just that stuff on the edge here. And looks like they're a little bit in Saskatchewan and Manitoba getting some snow and a little bit of ice rain, and that's all the way down here into North and South Dakota as well. Don't see any storms around the Great Lakes right now. We do see some stuff here through Newfoundland and that area, Labrador and Quebec. We have this low off the coast. Hopefully that low goes away and gives them some nicer weather. Looking at the U.S., looks like not bad there for the west coast. A little bit of snow and rain in the interior of California, definitely up here in Nevada, and then going through Utah and let's see, our Yellowstone area and those places, and Colorado, definitely getting a bunch. And here's some more snow likely to fall there in Arizona, but it looks like rain for the most part, and the other stuff down here as well, just on the Mexican border. And then we see this storm here, and that can always, because it's colliding air masses, that can create tornadoes, and they've got ice rain to the north, and that could really, really make a mess in there. And don't know, I don't think I want to be there. Anyway, let's see. Some small spots, small storms, Florida area, nothing major. And East Coast looks pretty good. And let's take a look. Central America, yeah, we got rain in places. South America, definitely the Amazon rainforest getting a rain again, still doing its thing. We do see that all the way down there into bottom end of Brazil, from about Uruguay south, though we don't see anything. A little bit there in Argentina, not too much. Sliding over and looking at the North Island. Warm, but Granzed's getting more rain. Granzed, are you growing web feet yet? Like a duck. South Island looks a little better. And Tasmania getting nailed as well. Lots of rain and thunderstorms and stuff. Same thing with Melbourne, and going almost all the way to Adelaide. And Perth is getting some right there. Going, what? Moldly? Moldly. Okay, going moldly. All right. Looks like all the cities are getting rain. So we got Sydney didn't have anything over it. So Adelaide, Melbourne, Perth, and Brisbane are getting a rain. The rest of the area here is all clear. That's kind of funny. Home of Oz getting a couple of millimeters out there as well. And looking at our Philippine, Indonesian, and Malaysian areas, wow, yeah, it's just storm after storm. And here's why Japan's so cold. The Sea of Japan harboring some fugitives coming out of I guess it would be the northwestern area there, Korea and so on. And the Yellow Sea over here is showing some of the flaking happening there. And lots of rain, so lots of rain in Japan, snow up in the northern islands. Kurils are probably getting some snow as well. Same thing with Kamchatka, and we'll leave that be. We don't see any big storms here in the Indian Ocean other than this thing parked right beside India, and I'm not sure where that's going to end up. And looking at the southern ends of Africa, not too bad. Of course, we would expect rain in the rainy season for them. And looking at Sahara dry, UAE, and these guys, Saudi Arabia, pretty dry. Same thing with Iraq and that. Pardon me. But it does look like Piggy is getting some rain at her house. So definitely got some rain there. And looks like, wow, Irish Monk's new land is getting lots of water. And we see lots of moisture in the northern portions of Italy and Rome, and not good. And the warm spots are there in Spain and Portugal are definitely getting wet as well. And France, bottom half, a lot of water and freezing rain and snow in some places. And then we see Germany, cold and a fog. And the same thing goes for England, Wales, Ireland, and most of Scotland also getting some fog in it, but the top of Scotland, a little bit of a system there. This next batch is going to definitely be making its way in there, and this is all part of it. So we'll see that low move towards the coast, and they will get more bad weather. And looking at Finland and the other areas here, that low creating a lot of snow for them, and not so bad up here in Norway or Sweden, but even the top portions of Finland, not bad. And Iceland, there you go. Half of it is full of snow, and that's all we've got. That's it for today's weather, you guys. Let's pop this back over to our temperatures. Real quick peek. I don't think we're going to see anything too severely cold today in any of these places. Minus 37 I see down here, and that is all I've got. Let's see if we can warm up a little bit or go down a little bit more. Minus 37. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't see anything colder. Minus 37. Let's just check the other spots here real quick. What about up in here? Minus 37. And yeah, don't see it. No colder areas there. And yep, I think we're going to have to live with a minus 37 for our low here today in Antarctica, and that's actually balmy warm. And that'll be good for them. There's probably a minus 38 in there somewhere, but I'm not going to hunt for it if it is. Anyway, that is on the bottom end. Let's take a look at what we can find for the bitter cold temperatures there, and we will see what we've got in Siberia. And that is always a cold, very cold. And let's find some cold spots here. Minus 50. And let's go along the river here. Minus 52 already. Blur. Minus 53. And if we follow that river down, just around the edges of that river, usually it gets a little colder. And minus 40s. Okay, those places are warming up. But yeah, that is not so cold. But let's take a look. There's usually colder temperatures here. Minus 58. There we go. That's starting to get down there. And what else do we have here? Minus 58 so far. And let's zoom in on that. Just see. Minus 59 right there. Minus 61. minus 62. And do we see anything colder? Oh, minus 63. And anything colder than minus 63 Celsius. So no, minus 63 for the Russian Siberian traps. Very cold, very cold. Let's go over and see northern Canada. We don't have many really super cold spots, and that one is going to be fairly good here for us because minus 37 is what we're seeing there. And let's see if we can find, oh, minus 38. Do we have anything colder than minus 38? Oh, minus 39 there. All right, minus 39. There's got to be colder stuff there somewhere. That's like tropical for the inhabitants up there. Winter is colder, we know that. Minus 37, 30, where'd my 39 go? What about over here? Nope. Anything up here in the really cold areas? Minus 35, nope, that's too warm. And how about up here? Just about at the North Pole. Santa's Village has got to be close. And, yep. Well, I'm going to give up. I say a minus 39 is our North American cold temp. Unless you want to pop over here. If you go to Greenland, then we're cheating. That is not that good, minus 40. So that's cheating. But North America, I think, minus 39. So that's it. Oh boy, Sue whipped me. Sue whooped me big time. She got Antarctica. Yep. And yeah, Greenland minus 40. Yeah. Arctic minus 42 for Sue. Minus 63 in Siberia. It's all yours today, Sue. You've done a fantastic job finding those temperatures because I don't know. I just don't see any other ones there. Hey, Cvet, good to have you on board. Even though you're coming in at the end of the show, that is all good. Anyway, that's it. Yep, Sue, you are clearly the winner today, and I think you should be all right. You can go and feed those penguins and the bison. No, not bison. What the heck are they? The horn guys. Oh boy, I'll get it. It's okay. Better late than never. That's true, Cvet. You got it. And mammoths and polar bears and of course the reindeer. The reindeer, a Siberian reindeer. That's what you gotta feed. Those guys, they're fairly short, but they're tough. They got short legs, long fur. Keeps them warm. Anyway, on that friendly note, let's keep you warm though, since we made you freeze a little bit. And we'll put this back on the canned lava. And we will go through the finals of our day here. So first off, a big thank you to all of you for being here today. Appreciate you popping in and watching the stream, even though we don't have that much stuff going. And yeah, if there's anyone who hasn't hit that like button yet, please give it a quick bop. We really try to make it over that 100 mark. That's when the YouTube analytics really do kick in, and that would be great. And thank you kindly if you can do that. I want to throw a big thank you to our moderators: Arizona Snowman, Piggy, and C&D Boy, and 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Gary, and possibly Joseph Fields and Lucas Snow as well on the side. Don't know. And thank you, moderators. Appreciate your wonderful work. And thanks, Bob, for being visible and holding down the fort there today. Although it is a quiet day, so not much action on that frontier. Also want to say thank you to our gift givers. Kevin Haynes gifted 5 memberships, and Oz gifted 1. I do see 5 new members listed here. I don't see a 6th one, but that's okay. That may not have gone, so then somebody will get their money back on that one. We don't have any super chats today, so that is easy. And it is one of those things. Some days we can pay the power, some days we can't. I'm kidding. Anyway, on those notes, it is a time to wrap things up. Today has not been a super wonderful show because of no real new lava anywhere other than watching the flow coming from the southeast fissure from Etna. And that is all we've got there today. And that's all good. As far as tomorrow, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Oil your shovel and hunker down. Keep your stick on the ice. Good night, everyone. Yep, keep your stick on the ice. That is exactly what we say. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for being here. Thanks, Oz and Sue and Julie and Sharon, and of course all of you, Hermione and Fluffy and Cannon Askus, and yep, we're going to try to stay warm, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, and please, please, most of all, everyone, please, make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow night. Take care and have a great night or day. Oink, oink.